Hello. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for giving me a few minutes of your time. I appreciate it. Today I want to talk about a really interesting short article, and it was a survey done by a company named Relitix. Relitix is, I believe, the name of the company, and I actually saw it picked up in Inman News, so that's where I picked this up. And what it had to do with real estate agent market share and concentration and things like that. So it had a handful of insights. I will put a link. I'll put a link to the Relitix survey below, and I'll put a link to the Inman article below, so you can check them both out. But here's what caught my eye. This is the net. Currently 42.640. Oh, hold on. The top 10% of listing agents control 42.64% of listings. That's right. The top 10% of agents now control almost half of the listings. And that's, by the way, increased by 16.6% from pre-pandemic levels. So pre-pandemic, what it was is 25, top 10 agents controlled 25% of the listings. But that's really spread. It's spread significantly, right? Now, not only are the top 10 listing agents controlling more market share, almost half, but they're also, understandably, concentrated more on listings than on buy sides. And so their concentration of only doing listings is now gone from 64.7% that was 64.7% before the settlement, the NAR settlement, to now it's at 68.2%. So 68.2% of listing agents make listings their main focus of their business. And as such, they now control almost half of the listings. Very interesting. And this goes to where, Pareto's principle, the 80-20 rule, Pareto's principle is shifting. It's soon going to be 90-10, where 10% of any group is going to control 90% of the fruits of that group's effort. And that's also called the vital few. The vital few are going to outproduce the trivial many. And we're definitely seeing that. That is a huge shift. There's one other point that I want to share in this article, which was really interesting. And excuse me, one you might have missed because you would have just gone in the headline news. Here's a graph from the article. Here's what this graph is showing. It is showing the number of listings you close a year versus the percentage of your listings you close. Meaning, as you do more business, that's as you go along this line right here. So as you do more business, you start to close more transactions. So somebody who only does, one loan or one real estate only takes one listing a year, only converts about 70% of them. So they got about a 70% chance of closing. But somebody that does 15 a year, that's a 76% chance. And somebody that does 25 a year, it's almost an 80% chance of closing. So as you do more deals every year, you get better. And the next really interesting thing is, as you do more deals and as you have a higher conversion rate, you take fewer listings. As your conversion rate increases, you kind of, you shrink the box of who you're going to help. You really concentrate, you focus, you specialize, you niche. You don't take the bad listings. And so then you get further higher conversion rates. Isn't that interesting? Really interesting. So the two things we learned from this survey is, one, 10% of listing agents control almost half of the listings now in the United States. Wow, that's a really impressive number. And then as a subset of that, listing agents that are totally focused on listings are growing significantly, only doing listings. And then the third thing, which is kind of obvious, the more listings you do, the higher your conversion rate. And the tipping point is at 15 listings a year. If you close 15 listings a year, you're starting to be in the top echelon of conversion rates. So very, very interesting. You can check this out. I did a LinkedIn post on this with links to both the Relitix and the Inman article. So check out my LinkedIn. I will try to put the same links down below. I found this really interesting, and that's this truth. The truth is, and I heard this in a talk the other day or in a podcast. Look, there's gonna be a lot more peanut butter to put on the sandwich, but the peanut butter isn't going to be spread evenly. I think it was Brian Hill who said that in a podcast with Dave Savage. The peanut butter isn't going to get spread evenly, meaning, the market's increasing. I did a post a few weeks ago where the average loan officer should see about a 42% increase in their volume this year. But that's not going to be distributed evenly across the industry. Some loan officers are going to see a 200% increase, a 100% increase, and some loan officers are going to see a decrease. The whole point is that people that are getting better, the people are providing more value, are going to control more market share. And this is just one of those evidences of it. So I hope you found it kind of interesting. Check me out on my socials. I hope you're having a great day. I look forward to talking to you again soon. Thanks.